Did you really know Elvis? Have you heard the King's most overlooked masterpieces? When we think of Elvis, Presley hits like Hound Dog, Jailhouse Rock, and Suspicious Minds immediately come to mind. But beyond these celebrated classics lies a treasure trove of musical brilliance that many fans have never discovered. Elvis recorded over 700 songs throughout his career, leaving countless gems buried in his extensive catalog. These overlooked tracks reveal different facets of his artistry, showing his incredible versatility and emotional depth that even dedicated fans might have missed. Number 15. Long Black Limousine, 1969. Ever wondered what Elvis sounded like when he was truly heartbroken? Long Black Limousine, from the legendary American Sound studio sessions in Memphis, captures Elvis at his emotional peak. Recorded just after his triumphant 1968 comeback special, this haunting ballad tells the story of someone who left their small town dreaming of fame and fortune, only to return home in a funeral procession. The stark contrast between the promised glamour and the grim reality creates a powerful narrative that Elvis delivers with gut-wrenching sincerity. The session musicians, often referred to as the Memphis Boys, provide a soulful backdrop that perfectly complements Elvis's impassioned vocals. Producer Chip's Moman challenged Elvis during these sessions, pushing him to explore new emotional depths. Elvis recorded this song shortly after the birth of his daughter Lisa Marie, during a period when he was rejuvenated and fully invested in his musical rebirth. The raw emotion in his voice, as he sings "The long white ribbon of highway seems like a lonely old road," reveals an artist fully connecting with the material in ways his movie soundtracks rarely allowed. Number 14. Tomorrow is a Long Time, 1966. Can Elvis interpret Bob Dylan? The answer is a resounding yes. Recorded during the sessions for the Spin Out soundtrack, this Bob Dylan cover stands as one of Elvis's most sensitive vocal performances. Elvis discovered the song on an album by folk singer Odetta, immediately connecting with its poetic lyrics and melancholy mood. While many of his movie recordings were rushed and forgettable, Elvis approached this track with genuine reverence. The sparse arrangement features delicate acoustic guitar work and minimal percussion, allowing Elvis's voice to occupy the emotional center of the recording. Dylan himself later cited Elvis's version as his favorite cover of any of his songs. The recording took place during a challenging period in Elvis's career when his film commitments often prevented him from pursuing more artistically satisfying material. Tomorrow is a Long Time represents a brief but significant moment when Elvis managed to transcend the limitations of his movie soundtrack obligations and record something truly meaningful. The tenderness in his delivery reveals the sensitive artist behind the entertainment. Icon. Number 13. If I Can Dream, 1968. How did Elvis respond to the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr.? With this powerful anthem of hope and unity, while If I Can Dream achieved moderate success upon its release as the closing number of Elvis's 1968 comeback special, its significance and emotional impact have been overshadowed by other hits. Written specifically for Elvis by W. Earl Brown just months after Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination, the song incorporates elements from King's famous speeches. When Elvis first heard the song, he reportedly asked to hear it repeatedly, deeply moved by its message. The recording session stretched into the early morning hours as Elvis delivered take after take, determined to capture the perfect performance. The resulting track features one of his most impassioned vocals, building from a gentle beginning to a soul-stirring climax, backed by soaring orchestration and gospel-influenced chorus. Producer Steve Binder recalled that Elvis invested himself completely in the performance, understanding its significance as a statement against the social turmoil of 1968. The song represented a rare political stance for Elvis, who generally avoided making explicit statements about the social issues of his time. Number 12, Reconsider Baby, 1960. Did you know Elvis could deliver authentic blues? This Lowell Fulson cover from Elvis's back shanks his blues credentials with astonishing authority. Recorded during his first post-Army sessions in 1960, the track features Elvis unleashed, free from both military service and the commercial constraints that would later define his movie years. The raw, one-take performance captures Elvis and his band in a moment of pure musical communication. Saxophone player Boots Randolph delivers a blistering solo that perfectly complements Elvis's gritty vocal approach. The song's loose jam session quality stands in stark contrast to the polished pop productions Elvis was known for, revealing his deep connection to rhythm and blues fundamentals. Elvis insisted on recording the song despite RCA's concerns about its commercial viability, demonstrating his artistic conviction. Music critic Dave Marsh later cited this recording as evidence that Elvis was far from the denatured product the movie studios were trying to make him. The track remains a powerful reminder of Elvis's musical roots and the raw talent that continued to shine through even as commercial considerations increasingly dominated his career choices. Number 11, How the Web Was Woven, 1970. Can Heartbreak Sound This Beautiful? Elvis transforms this obscure song into a masterpiece of emotional vulnerability. Originally recorded by British singer Jackie Lomax, Elvis discovered the song during his productive 1970 Nashville sessions. While hits like The Wonder of You and I've Lost You emerged from these same sessions, this haunting ballad about betrayal and heartache remains largely unknown to casual fans. The recording features Elvis's remarkably controlled vocal delivery, alternating between whispered intimacy and soaring emotional peaks. His phrasing demonstrates his underappreciated gift for interpreting complex emotional material. Pianist David Briggs provides sensitive accompaniment that intertwines with Elvis's vocal, creating a sense of intimate conversation. The song's recording coincided with escalating tensions in Elvis's marriage to Priscilla, lending an additional layer of emotional authenticity to his performance. Producer Felton Jarvis later remarked that Elvis seemed particularly drawn to songs about romantic disillusionment during this period, perhaps reflecting his personal struggles. The recording stands as a testament to Elvis's ability to communicate profound emotional truths through his music. Number 10, Just Pretend, 1970. Ever heard Elvis at his most operatic? This dramatic ballad chances his remarkable vocal range and emotional expressiveness. Recorded during Elvis's Marathon, June 1970, sessions in Nashville's RCA Studio B, Just Pretend features one of his most technically impressive vocal performances. The song builds from a gentle verse to a soaring chorus that allows Elvis to display the full power and control of his voice. The lush orchestration, arranged by Bergen White, provides a sweeping backdrop that matches the emotional grandeur of Elvis's performance. The song's theme of escaping reality through imagination resonated with Elvis, who often sought refuge from the pressures of fame through various forms of escapism. Recording engineer Al Pachucky recalled that Elvis requested multiple takes, determined to perfect the challenging vocal. Though released on the That's the Way It Is album, the song never received the promotion or recognition it deserved. Music historian Ernst Jorgensen later noted that this recording demonstrated Elvis's continued vocal growth and artistic ambition well into his career. The passionate delivery and technical precision make this track a hidden masterpiece in his vast catalog. Number 9. It Hurts Me, 1964. Can a B-side outshine the hit? This overlooked gem demonstrates Elvis's ability to elevate seemingly ordinary material through sheer emotional commitment. Written by Joy Byers and Charles Daniels, It Hurts Me was initially released as the flip side to Kissin' Cousins in 1964. While the A-side was a formulaic movie tie, in this passionate B-side captured Elvis in prime vocal form during a period otherwise dominated by uninspired soundtrack recordings. The dramatic arrangement builds tension throughout the song, mirroring the narrative of a man watching the woman he loves being mistreated by another. Elvis delivers the lyrics with remarkable intensity, particularly in the climactic final verse. Session musician Buddy Harmon's powerful drumming provides a heartbeat-like urgency that drives the recording forward. Elvis was reportedly enthusiastic about the song during the recording session, recognizing its quality compared to much of the material he was assigned during this period. Though largely ignored upon initial release, the song gained appreciation when Elvis featured it prominently in his 1968 comeback special, delivering an even more impassioned performance. The recording demonstrates how Elvis could transcend the limitations of his movie-era material when given songs worthy of his talent. Number 8. Stranger in My Own Hometown, 1969. Have you experienced Elvis at his most soulful and autobiographical? This Percy Mayfield blues number from the American Sound Sessions captures Elvis reflecting on fame and alienation. The lyrics about returning to a hometown where the people I know don't know me carried special resonance for Elvis, who despite his global fame often felt disconnected from his Memphis roots and childhood friends. Elvis delivers the song with remarkable authenticity, his voice taking on a gritty edge perfectly suited to the bluesy material. The Memphis rhythm section provides a tight, funky backdrop featuring Reggie Young's stinging guitar work and Bobby Wood's soulful organ playing. During the recording, Elvis added improvised lyrics and vocal asides, making the performance feel like a personal statement rather than simply an interpretation. Producer Chips Moman later recalled that Elvis seemed particularly invested in this song, perhaps recognizing how its themes mirrored his own experiences. Though never released as a single, the track represents Elvis's successful return to his rhythm and blues roots after years of movie soundtracks. The recording stands as one of his most authentic and personally revealing performances. Number 7. I'll Remember You, 1966. Can a Hawaiian love song bring tears to your eyes? Elvis's tender interpretation of Kui Lee's composition captures both melancholy and beauty in equal measure. Recorded in June 1966 during sessions for the Spin Out soundtrack, this gentle ballad stands in stark contrast to the formulaic movie numbers that dominated this period. Elvis had discovered the song during his visits to Hawaii and felt a strong personal connection to its nostalgic lyrics. The arrangement features delicate guitar work and subtle string accompaniment that never overshadows Elvis's intimate vocal. The song gained additional poignancy when its composer, Kui Lee, passed away from cancer shortly after Elvis recorded it. Elvis later featured the song in his groundbreaking Aloha from Hawaii satellite broadcast in 1973, introducing it as a tribute to Lee. The recording captures a quality of wistful reflection rarely heard in Elvis's more commercial releases. His precise control of dynamics allows him to convey deep emotion without resorting to vocal pyrotechnics. Despite never being released as a single, the song has developed a lasting legacy among Elvis aficionados, who recognize it as one of his most sensitive performances. Number 6. Love Letters, 1966. Did you know Elvis could create such intimacy with just his voice? This reimagined version of a 1945 standard reveals his gift for making old songs feel intensely personal. Originally written for the film Love Letters, the song was transformed by Elvis into a whispered confession of romantic devotion. Recorded in May 1966 at RCA Studio B in Nashville, the track features one of Elvis's most restrained and nuanced vocal performances. The arrangement by Com Mullins creates a dreamy, atmospheric backdrop with tasteful strings and gentle percussion. Guitar work by Scotty Moore adds subtle texture without distracting from the vocal centerpiece. Engineer Bill Porter employed close microphone placement to capture the intimate qualities of Elvis's voice, resulting in a recording that feels like a private performance for the listener alone. Released as a single, the song reached a respectable #19 on the Billboard Hot 100, but has since been overshadowed by his bigger hits. Elvis biographer Peter Gurulnik noted that this performance demonstrated Elvis's continued artistic growth during a period often dismissed as his creative nadir. The recording's emotional authenticity and technical perfection make it one of his most accomplished ballad performances. Number 5. Surrender, 1961. Have you heard Elvis sing in Italian? This adaptation of the Neapolitan classic Torna a Sorrento showcases his remarkable versatility and operatic potential. While Surrender was actually a substantial hit upon its release in 1961, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, its artistic merits have been somewhat overlooked in assessments of Elvis's musical legacy. The dramatic composition allows Elvis to display his exceptional vocal range, culminating in a powerful, sustained high note that demonstrates his technical prowess. The arrangement by arranger Rath Donato maintains elements of the original Italian melody while incorporating contemporary pop sensibilities. Elvis approaches the material with complete confidence, his phrasing showing remarkable maturity and control. The recording took place during a productive period following Elvis's return from military service, when he was actively expanding his musical palette beyond his earlier rock and roll sound. Though the lyrics were translated and adapted from the Italian original, Elvis captures the passionate Mediterranean spirit of the composition. Music historian Colin Escott later noted that this recording demonstrated Elvis's unfulfilled potential as an interpreter of more formally complex musical material. Despite its commercial success, the song's artistic achievements remain underappreciated in discussions of Elvis's musical contributions. Number 4. Any Day Now, 1969. Can Heartbreak sound this smooth? Elvis brings unexpected depth to this Burt Bacharach composition with one of his most nuanced vocal performances. Recorded during the prolific American Sound Studio sessions in Memphis, this cover of Chuck Jackson's R&B hit showcases Elvis's remarkable phrasing and emotional control. The sophisticated melody allows him to demonstrate his often overlooked technical precision and attention to detail. The studio band provides a perfectly calibrated backdrop with gentle percussion and tasteful horn arrangements, supporting without overwhelming the vocal. Elvis's interpretation brings out the song's underlying sadness while maintaining a sense of dignified restraint. Producer Chips Moman, known for his demanding standards, reportedly praised Elvis's performance as pitch perfect after just a few takes. Though released on the critically acclaimed From Elvis in Memphis album, the track has been overshadowed by the album's bigger hits like In the Ghetto and Suspicious Minds. Espertian Ernst Jorgensen later pointed to this recording as evidence of Elvis's continued vocal growth and interpretive sophistication well into his career. The performance demonstrates how Elvis could adapt his distinctive vocal style to more complex popular music forms without sacrificing his authentic emotional connection. Number 3. If That Isn't Love, 1972. Did you know Elvis could take you to church? This gospel gem from the He Touched Me album sank his deep connection to spiritual music. While Elvis's gospel recordings have always been appreciated by dedicated fans, this particular track deserves wider recognition for its vocal brilliance and emotional power. Written by Dottie Rambo, the song provides Elvis with a perfect vehicle to express his genuine religious faith through music. The arrangement features the soulful backing of J.D. Sumner and the Stamps Quartet, whose rich harmonies complement Elvis's lead vocal throughout. Elvis approaches the material with complete conviction, his voice conveying both authority and vulnerability as he contemplates divine love. The recording session took place during a spiritually reflective period in Elvis's life, following his separation from Priscilla. Producer Felton Jarvis recalled that Elvis requested multiple takes, determined to capture the perfect spiritual essence of the song. Though Elvis's gospel albums never achieved the commercial success of his secular recordings, they consistently revealed his most committed and authentic performances. This particular track stands as a testament to the importance of spiritual music in Elvis's personal and artistic life. The recording's power derives from the evident sincerity of Elvis's belief in the message he's conveying. Number 2 for the Good Times, 1972. Can Elvis match the Duckwars' own version? His interpretation of Chris Christopherson's breakup ballad reveals new emotional dimensions in the familiar country standard. Recorded during the same productive 1971 Nashville sessions that produced An American Trion, Elvis's version transforms the country ballad into a soul-stirring epic of romantic dissolution. While Ray Price had already made the song a country standard, Elvis brings his unique emotional intensity to the material. The arrangement builds gradually from intimate verses to sweeping choruses, with tasteful string sections enhancing the song's inherent drama. Elvis's vocal conveys both tenderness and barely contained pain, particularly in the climactic bridge section. The song's themes of dignity amid heartbreak resonated deeply with Elvis, who was experiencing the breakdown of his marriage to Priscilla during this period. Studio musicians recalled that Elvis requested the lights be dimmed during the recording to help him access the appropriate emotional state. Released on the Elvis Now album in 1972, the song received positive critical notice but was never issued as a single. The recording demonstrates Elvis's ability to interpret contemporary material with the same conviction he brought to his earlier rock and roll classics. His performance elevates the already excellent composition to new emotional heights. Number 1. Hurt, 1976. Ever heard Elvis push his voice to its absolute limits? This dramatic 1976 recording showcases his still remarkable vocal powers during his final years. Originally recorded by Timmy Euro in 1961, Hurty provided Elvis with an opportunity to demonstrate his continued vocal prowess despite his declining health. Recorded at Graceland's Jungle Room during what would be his final recording sessions, the performance features Elvis attacking the melodramatic material with startling intensity. The arrangement by Bergen White builds to a series of climactic high notes that Elvis delivers with astonishing power and control, belying the physical challenges he was facing at the time. Released as a single, the song reached pound 28 on the Billboard Hot 100, suggesting that Elvis remained capable of commercial relevance when given appropriate material. Engineer Brian Christian, who worked on the session, later recalled his amazement at Elvis's continued vocal capabilities despite his visibly deteriorating condition. Though often overlooked in favor of his earlier recordings, Hurt stands as compelling evidence against the simplistic narrative of Elvis's final years as merely a period of decline. The recording captures an artist still capable of fully committing to his material and delivering a performance of remarkable technical and emotional power. The intensity Elvis brings to the song's final crescendo ranks among his most impressive vocal achievements. Did these songs change how you think about Elvis? Have you been missing out on the King's greatest hidden treasures all this time? These 15 overlooked gems represent just a fraction of the brilliant recordings waiting to be discovered in Elvis Presley's vast catalog. Beyond the familiar hits lies a world of musical exploration where Elvis repeatedly demonstrated his extraordinary versatility, emotional depth, and technical brilliance. By venturing beyond the obvious classics, listeners can develop a more complete understanding of Elvis's artistic journey and the remarkable legacy he created across over 2 decades of recording. Perhaps it's time to reconsider what we think we know about the King of Rock and Roll.